for motion.
On 20th March, Ndejje University Guild Cabinet 2022-2023 was dissolved and a new electoral commission was elected at the main campus in Luwero by the Guild Council representatives.
So when the government is dissolved, we have caretaker government that runs the election together with the electoral commission, which is elected by the GRC. So the two work hand in hand to ensure that they handle elections and usher in a new government.
The Guild Representative Council at the university will be elected per faculty at both campuses.
Candidates on various positions normally have elections for GRCs, that is the Guild Representative Council, and in Ndejje University, those are elected on the basis of faculties. So each faculty is represented by two GRCs. So since we have two campuses, we normally have two GRCs for each faculty at main campus and also two GRCs for each faculty at Kampala campus. As per our Guild constitution, we normally have elections for both campuses. And for main campus, as the constitution dictates, the Guild president of Ndejje University comes from the main campus, but the Guild president does not only campaign at the main campus. You campaign at both campuses, both main and Kampala. The Vice Guild President comes from the Kampala campus, but the Vice Guild President also campaigns in both campuses because it is just the geographical location, but it is still Ndejje University.
Since the university has two campuses and have resident students at the main campus, the resident students are also entitled to elect their chair lady and the chairman.
So when we elect the GRC's elections are on different dates. For instance, GRCs are elected on different dates, and then we have also other positions like chairman mains wing. Chairman mains wing is a position which is unique to only main campus because the main campus has resident students. It is a resident campus, so the chairman mains wing is the one in charge of all the gents who reside within the University Hall of Residences. Then we also have the chair lady who is in charge of all the ladies who are resident students. So that one will also take place. Then we shall also have the climax of the elections is the election of the vice president and the president, which will happen on 14th and 15th of April next month.
The election process will also include the open-air campaign, which is held at both campuses.
On Tuesday, immediately, we start with receiving applications because we shall have the electoral commission in place. We shall receive applications for a period of 1 week. Then we shall have finally the nominations. Nomination is not everyone who applies qualifies because our constitution is very clear. For instance, if you are a disciplined student, you don't qualify. If you want to stand for Guild President in Ndejje University, you have ever got a retake before, you don't qualify because we expect that you should be academically sound. If you have ever got retakes before you became a Guild President, that means you will get more retakes because of the task ahead of you. You will be representing the students in at various levels within Uganda and outside the country. So we expect you to be academically sound. And our constitution guides us on issues to do with Christians. You must be a Christian. This is an Anglican-founded institution. So we expect you to be a Christian who subscribes to Anglican faith for you to be a Guild President in Ndejje University. And you must have been baptized. So you can't be a Christian along the way. You should be baptized, and we verify all those. That makes you qualify to be nominated.
However, the election process is handled by the Electoral Commission with guidance of the Office of the Dean of Students.
The Office of the Dean of Students, where I work, we just coordinate this on behalf of management, but there is the Electoral Commission elected and it is purely independent. For us, we only guide them and help them see what is right and all that, but election matters is handled purely by that body, which is Electoral Commission. It is composed of 3 positions. It has a chairman Electoral Commission, and a vice chairman, and the chairman comes from main campus. by the constitution, by Guild constitution. The chairman comes from main campus, the vice chairman comes from Kampala campus. Then the treasurer comes from main campus, then the secretary from Kampala campus, for purposes of balancing power. Some positions are distributed to Kampala and others this side.
According to the coordinator of Guild elections at Ndejje University, the whole election process is in the hands of the caretaker government, who works hand in hand with the Electoral Commission to see the success of the Guild elections.
Normally we have our elections, so it runs for 2 days, because we have the regular students who study on weekdays and the weekend students. So on the 14th, it will be a Friday, so that will be for both main campus and Kampala campus for regular students on day program. Then the following day, we have elections only strictly at Kampala campus for weekend students. So normally in Ndejje University, you cannot know whether you have really truly won elections on day one. No, so many in the previous elections, there are those who celebrated early. Then the next day you find the other person has overtaken you, depending on the strategy on weekends. So our Guild president is always declared on the second day after counting and adding and tallying all the ballots. And then that's when we can know who is the eventual winner.
Being a university with Christian values which believes in fair election basing on merit, the institution does not allow affiliations to any political party.
There are some specific do's and don'ts that we put in place. For instance, we do not expect any manner of violent conduct from any camp. For instance, if you already nominated, you will have groups who are supporting you, but we still expect you to behave in a manner that is acceptable within our rules and regulations. Another issue is we don't expect you to ally to any political party. In Ndejje University, we believe on merit, that you come and present yourself on individual merit and you are elected. We don't expect you to belong to any political party, because we know that when you present yourself with your credentials, you can be elected. So we don't subscribe to any partisan politics. We don't expect students to come and say, I belong to this party, the other party. They are not allowed. And we don't expect any member of a political party, non-national figure, to come and campaign for a particular candidate. That one is not acceptable in Ndejje University.
Ndejje University released a tentative program for this year's Guild election. According to the program, the election for Chief Fresher, Chief Freshest, and Chair Lady will be held on 5th April 2023 at both campuses. The elections of the Guild representative councils for day program at both main and Kampala campuses will be held on 3rd April 2023 according to the program. Anselm Ojaro, live at 8.
It is well in accordance with the proceedings